There you go.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we did have some technical difficulties. And so what happened was that we ended up having to create a new link. So there you go.
No,
We're
well,
in a new
not a
link.
new link, but it's just more of like, yeah, I get it. Like, we had to change everything up again. But look, we have an episode that we have, not an episode, but it's more of a short video that we have, and we're already recording it right now. So, the people who are watching right now, you guys are able to see it again. So, here you go. It's just that, yeah, we're sorry that the technical difficulties happen, and hopefully we'll like do better next time. Either way, it's just technical difficulties happen in computers. What do you expect? So we're gonna press the reset button and actually start the episode all up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to rewind.
We're going to rewind everything. So hello everybody. My name is Nate from the Anination podcast. We're doing a special video highlighting all the things that's happening in April of 2025. On my right is Omid.
What is up, y'all? What is up, Animation World? I hope y'all are having a fantastic spring. And there's going to be more to come in the spring season when April hits.
Well, spring has sprung actually, because last week, spring is the first day of spring actually last week.
It really is, and we're still technically in the beginning of spring somewhat because it's one of the first couple weeks of it. But I'm saying April is about to be an even stronger season.
I think
an even stronger month for spring.
So here's the thing: like April starts to bring in, the flowers and all the cherry blossoms and all the think spring sprouting. So that's the good part. The bad part is allergy season also is happening as well. So please protect yourselves. Don't be sneezing everywhere.
And definitely take some allergy medication if you're able to.
Yeah, because look, I started feeling the effect of it. I started sneezing in my office now, just because like the allergies are just starting to like pile up all of a sudden.
Oh yeah.
Like, today, like this week, the beginning of the week was just very hot. And
I tend to get spring allergies too, so I definitely feel it.
I was just feeling like I don't know. I just felt overwhelmed with the heat was one thing, and then like more of the the allergies continue to spring up here and there.
Oh man.
So yeah, it starts to get to you.
I mean, it's something you can definitely bring up to supervisors. Hopefully, they can do something about it. Hopefully, right?
What about my supervisors?
Oh, you mean like you were like saying something about the heat and all that
yes,
stuff? So, yeah.
Yes. What about my supervisors do?
No, I mean like not that, but it's more like just to express concerns, all that. That's it.
Don't think they'll do anything for me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not the case, then I guess you should definitely like do what you can to make sure you're prepared for the heat that's gonna come.
Yeah, well, the heat's gonna come in the summertime, so I'd rather just be stuck in my building. But either way, like the beginning of the week was starting to like feel like summer-ish to say, right?
Yeah. So best to wear your warm clothes and everything. So
Start to get rid of all the warm clothes.
I mean, like not warm clothes. What I meant to say is like summer clothes. Wear your summer clothes.
Yeah, because you got like a little short. Look. It's not summertime yet. We're still in spring. I'm just like, we're not really. I'm just saying like it was hot earlier this month, but it's like you're kind of heading into summer now.
Yeah. And what I mean is that with that kind of heat, with that kind of like the hot that you described, it got me thinking of summer.
It's not summer yet. Spring is still here, dude.
But yeah, I didn't expect it to be that hot.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's fine. I was able to at least manage to get through the week. I was just mostly in my building. It's so weird how it just was hot in the beginning of the week and then it started to get cold.
Okay, so as long as it cooled off, then that's
but
good,
like, don't you feel the weirdness effect of it sometimes?
Yeah, I guess spring is what you would call bipolar weather, where sometimes it feels hot, other times it feels cold, right?
No,
No,
I thought it would just be like constantly like a same temperature,
Yeah, so, because we've had weather where it was unbelievably hot, like the past weekend, and then there were times where it was rainy, like yesterday.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, like there's some weird like effect going on. I don't think it's bipolar. It's just more of like.
What I mean by bipolar is that I mean what I mean to say is inconsistent weather. It's inconsistent weather.
I feel like it's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like again, I started to feel the effect of like the allergies and all the things happening in spring, but I'll try to manage it. Obviously, it'll be fine.
We all got to manage it.
Yeah. I'm just saying you're out there. All right, so we're gonna skip through all the what we did because we did it when we were recording, and unfortunately we did get cut off because of the whole buffering issues. So let's actually restart and actually talk about some of the topics that we did this past week. And one of the things that we've done is actually watched a movie together. Well, not together technically because he watched it in a different location, I watched it in a different location, but we watched the same movie. Some of you may have not known this movie because maybe you guys haven't born yet, or maybe you guys just haven't heard about this particular movie, but when I remember watching this movie, I remember growing up watching this, and I was just like, wow, I never expected things like this to happen in an animated movie, and Miyazaki ended up just doing really well with it. We watched actually Princess Mononoke in IMAX yesterday, and both of us really loved it.
Yeah.
I went up with my friend Jess. We both went to. So I find it odd because like it was on an AMC theater, and I usually go to Cinemark theaters just because I'm a Cinemark member, and going to AMC is a whole different story. I don't know what's the difference between AMC and Cinemark. Do you like both of them? Like,
I like both of them.
What do you prefer? What do you prefer better, AMC or Cinemark?
I like both of them for different reasons. Cinemark definitely has the better snacks, and I feel more at place in Cinemark considering I used to work there. But AMC, on the other hand, has better movie theater viewing experience, in my opinion.
Because they're the only ones that actually have IMAX, and I was surprised about that. I'm like, why doesn't Cinemark have that? We have XD, but it's like, what makes XD different than IMAX?
Oh, XD pales in comparison to IMAX. XD is big on its own, but IMAX is like gigantic.
So like XD is like a bigger screen itself, and then IMAX, what's the difference? The sound? Because the sound was definitely like awesome when I heard it over when I watched Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, I think in terms of sound, AMC is where it also wins because AMC, I feel, is more professional in handling the movie theater experience.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of AMC, honestly. I prefer Cinemark more. Maybe it's just because of my bias, just because, like, I grew up with Cinemark movies. Because remember, I used to live, like, close by to you, and there was a Cinemark theater literally right there in that city.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to pick which one I like better.
But then, like, AMC... But you have both in your town. You have AMC and a Cinemark.
Yes.
And you worked at a Cinemark literally in the town.
See, I have a bias for it because I worked at Cinemark and I've had a longer history with Cinemark as opposed to AMC. So, you know, like, I don't know. It's just the bias part of me versus the objective side of me that's saying AMC is better.
I don't think AMC is better, honestly. And also, like, the way that they structure, like, the theaters is weird. Because, like, Cinemark has them like right there for you. Well, you have to walk a lot to get to an AMC to a theater in the AMC theaters.
Yeah, but you got to give both of them credit. Both of them do have recliner seats.
Ours doesn't.
No, wait, yours doesn't?
Our AMC doesn't have recliner seats.
Like when I went to Princess Mononoke, I remember my auditorium didn't have recliner seats. Yours
didn't have the recliner seats.
There are some auditoriums that do have recliner seats.
IMAX doesn't have recliner seats. IMAX doesn't even have recliner seats. XD has recliner seats. This is a little different.
It's going back to what I was saying about I love both. It doesn't really matter as long as I see the movie. It sounds like a movie.
Yeah, as long as I get to see the movie. But the issue was like I had this whole big debate with like Jess, and I was just like, what makes it better, AMC or Cinemark? And I preferred Cinemark just because I'm a movie club member. And AMC, she's a movie club member for AMC, and I'm like, if I were to buy tickets, I had to buy it off her app. And we were able to get those tickets, and they were selling out fast, by the way, for those tickets. Like, how were you able to buy those tickets? Because like I know that was like what, a 2-week notice till you bought those tickets. Like, were they selling out quickly?
Yeah, when I checked the tickets for Princess Mononoke, I noticed that about 80 to 85% of seats were taken.
So did you actually have to watch in the front?
No. So I didn't have to watch the front, thankfully. There were actually about a few in the back that were available, so I took the ones in the back.
Is it better in the back? Is it because like in the back you get to see like the whole auditorium, right?
Yeah, that's what makes the back better than viewing it in the front.
Well, I mean, would you prefer in the middle though?
There are times where I do prefer. I do prefer the middle, like straight up in the middle, the exact middle. But if I had to choose between front and back, obviously I pick the back. But I'm saying like the best view is definitely somewhere between the middle and the back.
I think the middle is probably where I'm going to be sitting most likely. So I was able to at least find a theater that has the middle seats. So me and Jess were able to actually find the seats there. It wasn't like fully in the middle. It's more like the left side of the auditorium, but we could still be able to see the movie overall. And so Princess Mononoke obviously is an old movie. It was made in 1997, made by Hayao Miyazaki, by the way. And this is one of his best works, I must say, because this is a movie that goes unhinged, because you never get to expect to see like that kind of content in a movie like for Hayao Miyazaki at all. Yeah,
with Princess Mononoke, I've been a longtime fan of this movie. It's one of my top favorite movies, and after last night, it makes me love the movie even more. It's my favorite Hayao Miyazaki movie.
What I was saying is that you never see blood in any Hayao Miyazaki film unlike this one.
Yeah, no, the Princess Mononoke, I feel, is Hayao Miyazaki's most explicit. If you know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean.
would say very explicit because like I don't know how unhinged he got when it comes to making this film because if you look at the other films that he's made like Totoro, Castle in the Sky,
Kiki's
Kiki's
Delivery
Delivery
Service.
Service, The Cat Returns, Pocoroso. Look, I'll list out a lot of films that Hayao Miyazaki has made, but I've never seen anything like what he's done in Princess Mononoke. I'm like, oh crap, that person's arm got fallen off.
Yeah, I think that's what I highly adore about this movie is that it goes its own direction in terms of the stuff it shows us in comparison to the other Ghibli movies. No, this one shows no mercy.
So-
It goes raw.
So I did say like it's one of my favorite like Hayao Miyazaki films for that particular reason. Like it was more very unhinged. It was a really good story.
Yeah.
But then like when you look back at the other films that he has made, like Spirited Away, like the Cat Returns, Hanazaka, Valley of the Wind Rises, Arrietty.
They're more family friendly.
They're more family friendly, yes. But then like there are the other films I think like have a little aspect in them that make it a little bit better honestly than Princess Mononoke, but I still prefer it like in my top like Miyazaki films.
Hey, that's totally fair. I mean, I do see a grand majority of Studio Ghibli fans say that Spirited Away is their personal favorite, and
Which I mean it makes sense.
and I can understand why, but I'll always think of this as my favorite.
Just remember like it did win an Oscar. Same with Boy and the Heron, but I didn't like Boy and the Heron honestly.
Like it, no, because you were salty because Suzume didn't win.
No, I just thought Suzume was a better story, honestly.
I mean, they're both are strong stories. I'll definitely say that.
I don't know. It's just was the concept of the boy and the heron was interesting. A boy going into like a fantasy world with a heron.
I mean, it's a strong story. Don't get me wrong. I've just seen better from Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I've seen better than from Ghibli. Like Wind Rises was definitely heartbreaking. I loved like Wind Rises compared to Boy and the Heron. So
which is fair because The Wind Rises is a strong, powerful movie as well.
yeah. Now this movie was made in IMAX. So we had to go to an IMAX theater. That's why AMC was the only preferred theater to do it. What made the difference for you when you saw it in IMAX?
What made the difference for me when I saw it in IMAX was obviously the screen was definitely the biggest that I've seen because it's IMAX, and also
Is it the biggest?
no, in terms of the Princess Mononoke viewing experience, like obviously since this is IMAX, this was definitely a grand experience considering this was the most biggest screen in terms of the viewing of Princess Mononoke.
Okay, so there's different like theaters experiences. You got IMAX and you have Dolby.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between both?
The difference between both is IMAX is larger screen, but Dolby is much more. They focuses more on sound. Like you do hear the rumblings in the theater auditorium chairs. Yeah, like Dolby. It goes back to what I was saying. Like Dolby focuses more on sound. They make the sound very authentic.
IMAX did a really good job with the sound of the movie too. So
yeah, no, I'm not denying that IMAX excels at sound, but Dolby is the master of it.
I mean, again, my experience with it is not bad. I mean, I did like the movie. The movie was just absolutely amazing. In IMAX, I did like the clarity of the picture. It was beautiful, as it always is. The animation was just awesome with Princess Mononoke. And the sound, I think the best thing was the sound. Because, like, I don't know what, but we were sitting next to a speaker or something. And I could hear in the back, like, on my left ear, all the, like, fighting going on and the background noise. And I'm like, oh God, there's like fighting going on. Oh God, who's sitting right behind me?
Yeah, the battle scenes are where the movie definitely uses the sound to its advantage.
But like again, I just feel like it was a great time that we took the day off yesterday. I know that we didn't do an episode yesterday, but I feel like it was a good time to us to actually watch Princess Mononoke. And it's unfortunate it's only a one-time showing, so if you, I mean, like again, Princess Mononoke is on Max, so you guys can watch it at any time. But in an experience where you can actually watch it in an IMAX theater and have a lot of fans who actually watch the movie. So was your like theater packed, by the way?
My theater was mostly packed. My theater was definitely almost a full house.
Yeah, mine was like full house ish. I think the front was absolutely clear though. So
yeah, because I think it's because they want the best kind of view when watching the movie, and there are some that can't handle the front seat, which is fine. They prefer this middle or back. I guess that's why.
Well, I mean, the front is terrible to even watch a movie in the theater.
Yeah, hence why the front's empty.
Yeah, but again, I don't know if you're like that curious to actually buy to watch the Princess Mononoke movie, then you could do that as well. But yeah, either way, so that's what we did yesterday. So if you were looking for an episode yesterday for the Anination podcast, we were not doing it because we were watching this movie.
Yeah, so that explains it.
Yeah, and then FYI, share your thoughts in the comments, by the way, if you guys like Princess Mononoke, what made you guys love, like, do you guys love the movie? Maybe you guys haven't seen it yet. If you guys haven't seen it yet, again, please watch it on Max, because it's a really great movie for the Hayao Miyazaki films.
Yes, highly recommended. One of the best Ghibli movies. Yeah.
All right. Now, obviously, we have something new on the table because we have the Book of Amphibia here with us. But yes, the Book of Amphibia is finally out. We have waited a long time for this book to come out. It was supposed to come out in November last month, but... November last year. Yeah, November of last year. Now, after what, like 3 or 4 months of a wait period, it's finally here.
We finally have it, and here we have Marcy Wu and Calamity Sasha Waitbright here to present this beautiful art book.
So have you read through the book recently?
I've read through some of the most significant pages, including a whole bunch of character designs that went through each character, especially Sprig. There's this one page dedicated to the 100 Sprigs.
There's so many Sprigs that Matt and his crew was able to draw. Did you also see like the concept art of like what Amphibia was before? Like it's supposed to be called Amphibia Land.
Yeah, it was called Amphibland.
Amphibia Land. And then like you'd see the early designs of Anne too. Like you see her in drags and stuff like that.
You even see the early designs, the early concepts of the Amphibiland logos. Like it took a lot of, takes to come up with a perfect amphibia logo.
Were you able to see? Well, so the one big aspect about this book is that there's a foreword by Brenda Song. Did you read that? Did you read through that, by the way?
Yeah, it really touched my heart. It showed how Brenda Song really deeply cared about the character she played, Anne Boonchoi, as well as the show that she got to be a part of. And I like the part where she says, I have a whole bunch of anime fun with this. It's
she said something about anime, and I'm like, well, didn't you voice act before? I guess not, because like the most of the times that we see Brenda Song, she's mostly been in acting to say. So she's both London Tipton in Sweet Love of Zack and Cody. She was Wendy Wu Honkai Warrior in one of the Disney Channel original movies, and she was also in The Social Network. By the way,
God, I never forget that. Where she burned the present. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, Brenda Song has just been like a well-known name. Then like she kind of like fall off a little bit, and then she came back out of nowhere. I think she came back into Disney because of Amphibia, and it was crazy how the whole recruiting story was also in the foreword as well. Said like, I tried out to be Anne Boonchoi. I love this character, so I tried myself out to voice act in in the cartoon. Then she got the role. Then she started to love the entire series, how impactful it was for her. And I'm like, no, I feel for it the same way. Like the way I'm watching Amphibia when I was watching it, kind of feels like what Brenda did. Like I started feeling a heart for Anne Boonchoi. I started loving her. Just like she kind of reflects me the same way a little bit too. So. Yeah,
and it's for good reason too. Amphibia is an excellent show that has a nice balance of comedy and drama, as well as some really nice action-packed scenes.
So if you were going to be reading throughout the whole entire book of art book of Amphibia, they go through every episode, like go through every like concept art, like every drawing that is kind of notable to the episode. So we get to see from season 1 to season 3 each episodes. So I do find it odd that like every like 15-minute episode ends up just getting one page, while every special, for example, like Toe Tax and Toe Tax and Toe Tower, the Tower episode. Yeah, both of them end up getting 2 pages, and it made us also look at Sasha, for example. That was something that was in there because like I keep reading through it, and like when the first halfway point hit when we see Toe Tower, you see Sasha, and I'm like, oh, this is where I could get to see Sasha. Okay. And I saw the trend. Like, I'm seeing what the trend is going to be. Like, whenever you meet this character is when you're going to hear the full introduction, like who he is, who she is. Sasha was going to be introduced in Toe Tower. Here's the description of Sasha. Marcy was introduced in Marcy at the Gates. In Marcy at the Gates page, you get to see who Marcy is. King Andreas ended up going on the next episode. The core was introduced. Darcy was introduced, and a bunch of other characters that were also introduced. Even the LA people, the Boonchois.
Anne's parents. It really comes down to how big of an impact each episode had. Like the more impactful the episode is, the more pages it's gonna have dedicated to it.
How did you like? I love the whole designs of like each of the characters too, because what was it? We get to see the early concept of who Sasha is and how she would have been like a frog, honestly. Like I saw like the one picture where she had like the frog eyes. I'm like, oh no, what happened to Sasha? And then we get to see Marcy in so many like different like dressed like different clothes and stuff. So I like what?
Yeah, and Boon Choi is quite the stylish girl herself. Like,
yeah, dude,
also...
did you see that one? Oh, did you see the page in was it the new normal? There's a page of the new normal where you get to see Anne in different clothes. Like this should have like she should have had like more clothes, but they only kept her in that one particular outfit.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's more clothes that she could have put up. She could have been had more drip in like in LA.
I think I remember. I read. One specific detail about Anne Boon Choi, when I read it, it said something along the lines of, oh, it's pretty much Lindsay Lohan's character from Mean Girls if she got transferred to a fantasy environment. It's like, that's exactly what Amphibia is.
Well, did you see also like the hoodie that she wore? Apparently there was like a frog in the back too. So she really had a lot of like frog aspect things in her closet to say.
Which is kind of ironic, given the fact of how she was grossed out by frogs when she did that project in Reunion, the flashback.
Yeah, there was that too.
She says frogs are the worst.
What other things that I can see? Because I remember the core was introduced. Darcy also had some interesting concept art. She apparently had armor. She apparently had armor when they first drew her, which I thought was scary.
It was a knight's armor.
Yeah,
it was a knight's armor.
It was like some sort of like protective shield about her like breastplate to say.
It's like if she was a member of a Kingsguard or something.
Something like that, yeah. I also looked into All In, see like that's my favorite episode of all time for Amphibia was All In. Just to see how that 1 hour episode went to be. You also get to see like the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So for example, like in the background, you get to see like what was supposed to be like Anne's room or like what the Plantar's house was supposed to look like. I remember this one particular like picture in Anne's room where apparently she was a BTS fan. So there should have been a BTS poster like right there in the posters, but it never happened. So
I mean, there was some K-pop played in Amphibia, but it's not BTS.
It wasn't BTS. It was Blackpink. It was Blackpink. It doesn't matter what. She was into K-pop, and yes.
Hence why there's times where Amphibia embraced K-pop culture, and I like that for it.
Yeah, I love that as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to check out in the book. I'm not going to explain even further what's going on, but, I mean, I was so intrigued. It got me so fascinated that it got me back into drawing again.
Yeah, and there's so many concepts. There's so many rough sketches that inspire you to draw.
I mean, it makes me want to draw like Anne in a different outfit, like whatever different outfit that they missed up on. Like there was one picture of Marcy that was literally half shaven. Like, did you see that one? Mm-hmm. Like she was shaved off. She shaved off like this, and then her hair was like apart.
And I'm gonna say this right now to all the Amphibia fan artists out there. This book is giving me plenty of content to work with.
I know a lot of people are currently like drawing their stuff right now, and people are pointing out a lot of important facts. Like apparently, like what was it? General Yunnan. Apparently, the badges in General Yunnan is actually like her motto. Remember, like General Yunnan, Scourge of like.
Yeah, when she introduced herself,
she always introduced herself, and then the badges actually represent it. So now you'll know when you see the badges what she means by each of the badge.
And also, there's this one cool fact that I want to share, and it's based on my favorite episode of the series, True Colors. And apparently, it's an episode in which the idea of it was pitched by Matt Brawley during the beginning of the pandemic. Like, so Matt Brawley said that, you know, during one of his Zoom meetings, like in the beginning of the pandemic, he pitched the idea of True Colors. That's how it came to be.
Yeah. I know,
and the rest is history.
Which is great. I mean, like, I also just never expected like how it ended up being so intense for True Colors, because again, you saw that particular scene in that in that episode, and I'm like, how did it pass Disney's like corporation? How did it pass Disney's PA? Because it's like, wait a minute, this happened.
Yeah,
because like I remember when I first saw that, and I even looked at the pictures, because they did put pictures in the book of how the storyboard happened for that particular scene, and I saw like, how did this pass through it all? And there was no issues at all. And I'm like, Okay.
Yeah, it takes a whole lot of planning. It takes a whole lot of draft sketching and all that to make a perfect episode like True Colors.
Well, it was definitely a really good episode. But again, I told you, like, this was the episode that got me back into Amphibia. Because, like, I just remember watching Amphibia, and I just watched it, like, not really faithfully. It was just more of me just like, oh, just hopping through episodes. I'll catch up to this episode, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then when True Colors hit, I was like, oh, shit, I want to watch the rest of the show now. So I started from season 1, then caught up to True Colors. And then from, like, the first episode of season 3, moved on to I just watched it like faithfully, like every time it happens for a new episode of Amphibia. So
now I found season 3 to be personally, like, it was solid, but I felt it was the weakest of the 3, considering the fact of I feel like season 3 could have been more balanced, where you take a break from Anne's, life in LA and focus more on Sasha and Marcy, how they're doing, like Sasha training with the frogs in Wardwood and Marcy as Darcy. But that's just me.
Sorry, let me see. This is about to die. Well, yeah, I would love to explain about that a lot more, but they didn't actually explain it as much, right, in the book? Like, why they skipped on this and that?
I haven't gone to a page where it explains it, but if by any chance I do read the book thoroughly, I hope that there's
they only focused more about Anne in LA. That was it. And it was just like the whole robot, like I also remembered like seeing something in the book where it's like the robot like is kind of representing the Terminator a little bit.
Kind of like like the frog version of Terminator.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they were referencing, Terminator. Just because
I do see that.
Just because like that robot frog was actually manipulating, being invisible, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so. Actually, I read somewhere that Amphibia Season 3 was heavily inspired by some of the 1980s movies, not just Terminator, but also Indiana Jones, apparently.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And all that. And I'm just like, yeah, I do see that somewhere.
Yeah, either way, I mean, I was just blown away with what the book gave us. So I'm just happy with getting this book. And I have 2 books, by the way, so now I'm kind of thinking about, I don't know, giving it away to somebody.
That goes to show how big of a fan
I'm a big fan myself. It's just that, I couldn't wait any longer. I remember seeing people on Twitter just putting up a lot of spoilers about the book, and I'm like, fuck it, I might as well just like buy the book now. I don't care. I'll spend $50 just for another book.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the question is, what are you going to do with the second book?
I don't know. I might give it away. I might give it away to some of you who's interested.
I can imagine the comments be like, give it to me now or something.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll put more details about it in our Anination podcast YouTube channel, if anything. But we have the book, and it's absolutely amazing. So
it was definitely well worth every single penny, especially if you're a huge fan of Amphibia and a huge fan of animation. This is a must buy.
Yeah, it definitely is a must buy. Oops.
Well,
oopsie. Ugh.
Clumsy Marcy, what are you doing?
Nope, it did spill a little. It did spill a little bit over there. Speaking of which,
Clumsy, Marcy, I love you. You're so adorable, but be careful.
Yeah, we'll keep the book away for now.
Yeah, I'll just put it right here.
Yeah, but yes, if you guys can go ahead and get the Art of Amphibia book. It's currently out in bookstores everywhere.
Yes, definitely bookstores, Amazon, online stores. Like, it's available everywhere to sell. Hopefully in your local book place, so check it out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Now, let's go ahead and break down all the things that's going on in April. And let's start off with this particular one that's coming on April 4th. Let's actually talk about the March Madness tournament.
Yes. Yes, because the March Madness tournament is still going on, still going strong.
Yeah, so at the moment right now, we are about to go into the Elite 8 starting tomorrow, and our first matchup, I think, has already been given out already. It's going to be the Fairly Odd Parents and You Wish taking on Primos. Primos beats Smiling Friends. Look, I just saw the polls. Smiling Friends is continuing to lose throughout all the polls.
Why?
Unfortunately,
why?
Smiling Friends is not getting as much votes. Primos is currently dominating.
Like,
so at the moment right now, they're in the Elite 8.
Like, I'll never understand why. Like, okay, Primos, don't get me wrong, Primos is a meh sort of show, but Smiling Friends is far superior.
Yes, I know Smiling Friends is far superior, but I don't know why nobody's voting for Smiling Friends. So
I don't know. It's just because like they haven't been exposed to the greatness of that show. It's like. Like, I don't understand. I was pretty surprised by it. And it goes back to what I was saying about Primos. Like, they have a disadvantage, which is a controversy. Apparently, controversy doesn't stop Primos. from
No,
advancing.
no. I think the fandom is bringing it up here. I think a lot of people love Primos.
I think it goes to our fan base. Like a large portion of the demographic is not just Loud House fans, but also Disney Channel fans as well.
So Fairly Odd Parents and A New Wish takes on Primos on Friday. Oh no, on Saturday. We're gonna skip a day. We go to Saturday. On Sunday is gonna be Gentry Chow versus the Underworld taking on the Amazing Digital Circus. Who are you picking on that one?
Amazing Digital Circus.
Really? Over Gentry Chow?
Like, I love Gentry Chow, but Amazing Digital Circus is such a unique kind of show. And, of course, it has such a cult following and creative characters and all that. So Amazing Digital Circus just stands out as a really strong indie show.
I would give my points out for Amazing Digital Circus, but, like, Gentry Chow definitely does have a strong suit in possibly winning over Amazing Digital Circus, but I've seen the fans of Amazing Digital Circus. They're huge.
Yeah.
Who knows? They might rally the troops and start voting on it. But again, we'll have to wait and see. I remember seeing a lot of people voting for Gentry Chow when it faced off its opponent, X-Men 97. So
yeah, and X-Men 97 has a large following as well. So Gentry Chow could have its shot at Amazing Digital Circus, but who knows?
Then the Monday matchup will be Invincible Fight Girl, who upsetted Rock Paper Scissors, taking on Hazbin Hotel, who upsetted Arcane.
Like, Invincible Fight Girl being Rock Paper Scissors is understandable. Rock Paper Scissors, other than our fan base, which consists of Nickelodeon fans, Rock Paper Scissors doesn't have much of a cult following. Hazbin Hotel, on the other hand, that's a giant altogether. Like, Hazbin Hotel is huge.
So you're thinking Hazbin Hotel is gonna beat Invincible Fight Girl?
Hazbin Hotel is going to win.
So
yeah.
So from the way I'm seeing it right now, it's gonna be Invincible. It's gonna be Hazbin Hotel versus the Amazing Digital Circus again. Oh,
you got a battle between two of the most gigantic indie animated shows right now.
I'm just saying, like, that's gonna be a dogfight. Honestly, maybe the Hazbin Hotel fans might beat the Digital Circus in the Final Four, and they have a chance at a championship.
And Hazbin Hotel already went through dogfight itself. Look at how it faced Arcane.
It did really no. Actually, it whooped Arcane's ass. Honestly,
much to my surprise, because I thought that Arcane would advance more, but I guess never underestimate that.
No, I mean it wasn't particularly close. I mean, I thought it would be close for a second. The only thing that was closest would have to be the Craig of the Creek Total Drama Island one.
Yeah. And I think that Arcane would have advanced had it faced off against a different opponent. Like, let's say a cartoon that isn't as widely known or as beloved as Hazbin Hotel. I think Arcane would have had a shot of winning.
Yeah, I think so too, if it didn't face off against Hazbin Hotel. I just was surprised Hazbin Hotel was ranked so low that it ended up becoming to face off against a contender like Arcane. So it's odd to see a 14 seed go all the way to the Final Four, but that's just tells you how Cinderellas are, apparently.
Yeah, upsets don't just happen in college basketball March Madness tournaments. It happens in this March Madness tournament.
Yeah, I'm loving it so far. And then the last matchup that we have in the Elite Eight on Tuesday will be Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur versus Craig of the Creek. That's a big matchup, honestly, because I know Craig of the Creek fans love the ending of Craig of the Creek, but Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur fans are also rising up right now as well. So.
Moon Girl magic! And also, the one thing that these two shows have in common, other than the quality being very superb, is that they both have African-American representation.
Yeah, so that's going to play into this particular matchup as well. And again, it is really a toss-up, honestly. Who knows who's going to make it out alive, but I have a feeling whoever wins is going to face off against Fairly Odd Parents and You Wish, and that's also going to be a big one as well.
Yeah, that's
Moon Girl versus Fairly Odd Parents and You Wish,
and that also
Craig of the Creek versus Fairly Odd Parents and You Wish,
and Fairly Odd Parents and You Wish does have African American representation as well, so it continues on with that
exactly. But I'm just saying, like, I'm telling you, like, this just continues to rock right now, like all these matchups that we're having for the Elite Eight. So. Yes.
Yeah, they're really engaging, and you never know if there's going to be an upset in any of these matches. Yeah. It could go either way.
Either way, we're going to put our poll on YouTube, on Twitter, and our Instagram. So make sure you guys vote on the polls. The first matchup for the Elite Eight will start on Saturday with Primos taking on Fairly Odd Parents and You Wish. So
yeah, so cast your votes when the polls come out, because your vote matters.
Yeah, the vote does matter here, especially we've tried to crown our favorite cartoon in 2024 here.
So we want to see who is the ultimate reign. Who will reign as a cartoon champ? We'll know in a few weeks.
We'll know. Well, we'll see. All right, now without further ado, let's actually go ahead and bring the announcements of what's going to be happening in April. Honestly, there wasn't really much to bring up, but let's go ahead and talk about it for a little bit. Let's start off with this movie that's coming out on April 4th. the Minecraft movie.
Oh, man, so we really have to
Okay.
talk about
So first off, the Minecraft movie does have some A-list celebrities like Jack Black, who is Steve. You have you have other characters like Jason Momoa, Sebastian Eugene Hansen, Emma Myers. So your thoughts on the celebrity aspect of was it Minecraft movie?
Like, I don't care. I don't care how what kind of actors you hire to play these roles. You can never convince me to go see this movie because it looks so ugly and unappealing. But going back to the cast of actors, I feel like they just casted these big name celebrities just for the sake of putting butts in the seats. And I'm thinking to myself, but it's a Minecraft movie. The Minecraft fandom is already huge. What do you need A-list actors for?
I don't understand. Was it Jack Black's role as Steve? Because I just remember Steve being blocky and just working on Minecraft and everything.
No, Jack Black doesn't look anything like Steve, and this is coming from someone who's never played a Minecraft game. He looks nothing like him.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe was he there for a long time? Is that the reason why Steve turned out to be just like Jack Black?
I don't know. It's just when I think Jack Black, he fits more the role of the comic book guy from Simpsons rather than Steve from Minecraft.
I don't understand. Like, why couldn't they just try to manipulate into what Minecraft is? Again, I haven't played Minecraft myself, so I don't know the whole lore about Minecraft. But there are some references about Minecraft there, like the zombies. Apparently, they're bombs. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff. The sword of Steve is also there too. Mm-hmm. A bunch of stuff that probably people who played Minecraft will understand.
Yeah, and I gotta talk about the visuals. I gotta talk about the character designs because they look so ugly. They look so uncanny.
Have to be blocky because that's what Minecraft was. It's all blocky.
Of course, they're supposed to be blocky, but I'm saying that when you look at the designs, I know they're supposed to be blocky, but at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that they look so bad. They look really bad.
A bee that looks like a block, a zombie. I mean, that looks like a regular zombie, but how about the wolf and the llama? And look at the other trailer. Look at the trailers too. You see pigs that are blocks. I don't know. It's supposed to be blocky like Minecraft is.
I'm sorry. It just feels so uncanny in live action Minecraft as opposed to say I feel like this movie would have benefited much more had it been done as an animated Minecraft movie.
I would prefer it as an animated movie, but no, we ended up getting this instead.
And no, I'm sorry, but Minecraft and live action just doesn't work. It doesn't blend together.
I don't know about it. I'm not seeing this on honest. I don't know. My friend really wants to see it. I'm kind of questionable about watching it. You're not gonna watch it.
It's an ultimate skip.
Okay, so how do you think this movie is gonna do well financially and critically?
Critically, I feel like it's not going to get that great of a reception. However, in terms of financially, well, given the fact of we're dealing with the Minecraft fan base, I feel like the Minecraft fan base is going to help this movie become successful.
Yes, I have a feeling it's going to be a number one movie in the box office on the first weekend. Although I don't think critically it would probably be in an average range, maybe in the Rotten area in the Rotten Tomatoes list.
Oh, average if it's lucky. It's going to be below average. You think? Below average, yeah.
Again, I don't know how this story is going to impact. I'm questionable about even watching this film, but if you're a huge Minecraft fan and want to watch this movie, I'm not going to stop you from watching it. Go ahead and check it out. They do have some A-list celebrities. It does look like the Minecraft world. So, Minecraft movie is coming on April 4th. If you're a big fan of it, go check it out.
Yeah, I think this is made for the Minecraft fans. The Minecraft fans are definitely the ones who are going to be enjoying this.
Mm-hmm. Now, we did talk about this particular anime series a couple of episodes ago, but let's go ahead and bring it up because it does come out in April. Lazarus. It is coming out in early April on Adult Swim on Toonami. It is made by Shinjiro Watanabe, the creator of Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Carol Tuesday's Space Stand-in Mikitsuko Tohachin. So we talked about it again a couple episodes ago. How excited are you about this now? How excited are you now that it's here?
I'm very excited to check out this show because I'm a fan of Shinichiro Watanabe and his works, especially Cowboy Bebop. And I look at the trailer and I think it's very appealing, from the cat and mouse aspect to the sci-fi aspect to the world building. And plus there's some homages, some references to Cowboy Bebop itself, including the Bruce Lee fighting style.
Well, Bruce Lee is one thing, but I also know the parkour about that one guy. He just continues to leap off buildings and tries to do his kung fu style or something like that, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, so everything about this just screams must watch.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything in Lazarus that reminds you of the Watanabe's previous works? I mean, I guess the music maybe a little bit relative.
Modern day Cowboy Bebop. Like, it's definitely, if it reminds me of anything, none other than Cowboy Bebop. From Spike Spiegel's fighting style to the jazz music that is incorporated into the show, all the way down to how the Lazarus definitely looks like a futuristic version of, you know, what Cowboy Bebop would look like had it been set in modern times.
I actually do like the cast members as well. Remember that this isn't just like another crew. I remember Cowboy Bebop had a crew of like 4 or 5 people, or 4 people and a dog. And now in Lazarus, this is a huge team of like people that tries to take down the government or something.
Yeah, and I think one of the greatest strengths that Lazarus could present, one of the things that could make Lazarus stand out as a strong anime series, is if it gives each character an episode to focus on their development and backstory.
I think they will. I've also seen that the intro has already been dropped on Adult Swim, so the introduction to Lazarus, you can be able to watch it on YouTube now. So it looks pretty sick, like the whole introduction and all. So
it really does. Like everything about this, yeah, I'm very excited for Lazarus.
Yeah. It does come out on April 5th, Saturday, April 5th on Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. So, again, I'm going to be excited about how this anime is going to go. Probably get me back into Toonami for a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be definitely checking it out for sure on the weekend. It's just, yeah, I got a new anime series to watch. Yeah, add that to the list.
Either way, it does come out next day on Max. So I'm okay. I love this whole Max concept where, like, if I miss it on Saturday, I can watch it next week on next day on Sunday.
That's actually really that's a smart move of WBD to do, and that's really rare of me to say, considering, well, Warner Bros. Discovery is not that great of a company. This is one of their smart moves.
They're about to take away Looney Tunes buildings, man. God damn it.
Again, like I said, not a smart company, but give credit where credit is due. This is a good move.
Yes. I mean, if anything, I can't wait for this particular anime series to come out in the spring season. Lazarus comes out on Adult Swim on April 5th, next day on Max on April 6th.
Yeah, so don't forget to check it out if you're a fan of Shinichiro Watanabe anime.
Speaking of Cartoon Network, there's a brand new series on Cartoon Network that is also debuting called Ayanu, Child of Wonder. We've been talking about this for a little bit, and we keep on saying it kind of resembles Avatar in a way.
Yeah, what it is, it's a mixture. It's a love child of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Black Panther, because there's some Black Panther thrown in there as well. With the Southern African tribe.
I'm assuming it's probably because of the representation of Africa a little bit, because I see like African representation, which is cool to see.
It really is. Yeah. And plus, much like how the Wakandans have their own technology, this one, while not nearly as advanced technology, they actually have their own work and magic to work with it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering about this whole Ayano kid, because like she ends up having like this power, and like she's being trained by like other like elders to help her out into like, you know, getting to become the child of wonder, to say. She also does have like friends that are helping her along the way. Trying to, again, like, I don't know exactly about the full story, but I just know that this particular child has the power to do, you know, crazy things.
I have a feeling that when I look at this, it definitely looks like Ayanu definitely has one hell of a journey to go through. Not just, you know, a character development journey, but also the journey of coming to discover the true colors of her tribe.
Mm-hmm. So for Ayanu, I know that we have not talked about Cartoon Network in quite a while. This is like one of its first cartoons coming out for the network. Do you think this is a possible chance that this will help Cartoon Network out?
Yeah. One thing I know for sure about this is that Cartoon Network is pretty much pleading and begging and relying so hard for Ayanu to be successful, because if not, that's going to make things worse for the studio.
Because like Cartoon Network right now, we don't even know what Identity is anymore. Like, it has old cartoons airing on the network. They have Totally Spies still there. What was it? Tiny Toons University is probably the only thing that's also trying to hang on to it as well. Same with Teen Titans Go. And again, Teen Titans Go is done. Tiny Toons University is done. Totally Spies is continuing on another season, but you have to wait another year to get that season to come from France. And then this is just a brand new cartoon for Cartoon Network. And now it just makes you think, like, we're just relying on just one cartoon. What about other cartoons that are going to be in the wing for Cartoon Network?
Well, the thing is that while they are showing, a few other Cartoon Network shows, Ayanu is the one that's like, like the original, and so Ayanu is going to be, definitely the most shown in the channel. So that's why they're relying on it.
What do you mean by shown?
And what I mean is that it's going to be one that's going to be is it going to be the most aired, or is it going to be
No, I really don't know about that.
Or
because look, it'll have the same treatment where it's gonna be the next day on Max thing. But like, will it be like on the Cartoon Network like channel itself? Yes, it will probably be there a lot. But like, who knows? Maybe after a week or two, it's probably gonna be yanked off the air.
Yeah. So because Ayanu is an original IP, Cartoon Network is heavily relying on its viewership.
I'm just really hoping that it does end up becoming successful. That who knows, Cartoon Network probably have its funds back from Warner Brothers or something, because they're really in a kind of bad situation right now where like if nothing succeeds in Cartoon Network, it's going to fall.
It comes down to the viewership and the ratings of the show.
Well, then they have to really rely on Max on that case too, because people have to watch it on Max as well. Because who knows, it could just be a cartoon on Max, and then maybe Cartoon Network might be gone. I don't know. It's just so odd how the situation is. Remember, like Universal Kids is currently gone now. It could be next for Cartoon Network. I know what's going on with that situation.
Yeah, and because Ayanu is possibly like one of the more experimental ones to come out in recent years, if Ayanu succeeds, then that leaves Cartoon Network with more ideas to make more shows like this, to have more shows like this under the belt.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they had like a big lineup coming up. Remember, they had like that anime Scooby-Doo cartoon coming out. They have the new Foster's Preschool show coming out, and a revival of regular show.
Well, obviously, those are going to be they're going to have good viership because like they're pre-existing IPs.
You're bringing back old IPs, yes.
They're old IPs.
But how long is that IP going to last? Because like, yes, you're bringing back like those fans, but will that bring back all the viewers? Maybe not all the viewers of regular show, all the viewers of what was it? Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yeah, no, not all the viewers, but it's more so the diehard fans.
Will it be enough to keep Cartoon Network afloat? That's another issue too. So.
Yeah, like between those shows and this show, Cartoon Network is pretty much counting on all of them.
Either way, if you salvage your life and try to help out Cartoon Network, Ayano is there for you. It does look really cool from the way I'm seeing how the animation works. It looks really great from the trailers that I've seen. So I'm just hoping this is going to be a success for Cartoon Network, and who knows, maybe this could be a big revival for Cartoon Network to become like back into like one of the top channels on the kids networks.
It's not going to be an immediate revival, but it's definitely going to be the first step forward for Cartoon Network if it becomes successful.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, I knew premieres on April 5th on Cartoon Network, and next day on Max on April 6th.
Yes.
That's kind of cool. We actually have Lazarus and Ayano coming out the same day.
Yeah, we do, and they're coincidentally coming out from the same company, same channel. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty neat. All right, so last month we talked about anime coming to Netflix. We talked about Free Run coming to Netflix, which is great. There's another anime coming out to Netflix that has some notable, notable charm to say, like makes it really good, and that is Apothecary Diaries. So Apothecary is coming out on Netflix. You haven't seen it again?
If I had a nickel for every time that there's a hit anime coming to Netflix in which I haven't seen a single episode and I plan to watch it on Netflix, I'd have 2 nickels.
I think you'll have more. I think you'll have more than 2 nickels.
Which is weird because it happened twice.
I'm pretty sure it's happened more. There's a lot more animes that probably you missed out that are on Netflix now.
Haikyuu doesn't count because
there's a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more. But I'm pretty sure you did miss out on a couple of animes from Crunchyroll.
But yeah, Apothecary Diaries and Frieren are some of the most well-known hits of the modern era of anime.
Yeah,
and like I've seen the first 6 episodes of Frieren. It's already a breathtaking show, so I'm obviously gonna give this a shot as well.
So yeah, I've watched Apothecary Diaries season 2. I'm currently on. It's beautiful, by the way, and it's only on Crunchyroll, unfortunately, unless Apothecary Diaries does bring it to season 2 on Netflix as well. But this series follows a young maiden named Mao Mao who is kidnapped and sold into servitude at the Emperor's palace, where she secretly employs her pharmacist skills with the help of the head and hunch to unravel medical mysteries in the inner court. Again, you haven't seen the series. I've already watched the series. It's beautiful. It's great. I'm like reading the manga as well, because if anything, Apothecary Diaries definitely is one of the top like animes that I was thinking about like maybe being anime of the year, but I don't think it's gonna be contending as anime of the year compared to like Dandadan and Free Run right now.
Yeah, I don't know I haven't seen a single episode of Apothecary Diaries, and while it may not match up against those two from your experience, it would definitely be somewhere in the top 3 or top 5 of the year.
I do think that Apothecary Diaries does need an award. Again, Crunchyroll Anime Award, listen to me. Not Anime of the Year. I just feel like Free Ren and Dandadan definitely takes it. But like, just watch it. It's beautiful. Mao Mao is a precious being. You just watch her, you're just gonna say like, oh my god, Mao Mao's just amazing.
Yeah, much like Free Ren, I'm definitely gonna watch this day one. I'm excited to see what the hype is about because I've like Netflix is my go-to in terms of watching anime series. I haven't watched Crunchyroll in a long while.
So did you ever like unsubscribe to Crunchyroll then, if that's the case?
I still haven't unsubscribed to them because I like to still be a premium member, so I like to support Crunchyroll. So yeah, but are you still a member of Crunchyroll?
I am still a Crunchyroll member because I can watch my animes first there.
How often
compared to Netflix?
But then this is definitely a smart move on Netflix's part because we all know that anime has become mainstream nowadays, and when you have anime in something called Netflix, then you're bound to have more.
Will you wait a year to watch the anime though? Because Apothecary Diaries came out a year ago. Free Ren came out a year ago.
I have a feeling that it may not be the last time in which I wait a year before it comes out to Netflix, but I'm doing my best to make sure that doesn't continue that.
Remember, like also Netflix does stream its own anime too. Like Ranma and a Half was on Netflix,
and that was a hit. Yes.
Yeah, that was a hit. Same with the Komi Can't Communicate. Dr. Stone is on Netflix also.
And that's exactly what I mean. It's like Netflix is such a great haven to watch anime. And
Dandadan too. So
rather it be their original anime or rather be anime that it got released to Netflix. Yeah, Netflix is definitely my go-to.
I think if anything, if you're starting to watch anime on Netflix, then you might as well just cancel Crunchyroll.
I'll start thinking about it, like just to save costs and all, but because I kept Crunchyroll because like of Crunchyroll related options like Crunchyroll Store deals, Crunchyroll Expo, but I don't shop at Crunchyroll Store.
There is no more Crunchyroll Expo.
And there's no Crunchyroll Expo anymore, so I'm just like, okay, like I'm considering, canceling Crunchyroll because, I mostly watch anime on Netflix now. So.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, anime on Netflix is actually pretty neat also, but I do prefer on Crunchyroll just because there are more anime selections on Crunchyroll compared to Netflix, honestly.
Although there are some anime
you don't see Macken in Netflix anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, but on the other hand, though, there are some notable anime I've watched on Crunchyroll, like Chainsaw Man, for example.
Chainsaw Man, yeah. There also is Oshinoko, but that's now on Disney Plus.
Oshinoko is now on Disney Plus, and also High Dive. If you
don't watch don't get High Dive.
don't
do you want to get? Do you want to pay more?
I mean, it's worth it if you're a diehard Oshinoko fan.
Also, like the anime selections on High Dive are not that great, to be fair.
Really? Like, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night would like a word with you. Like, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night is a underrated show.
I have never heard of it, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely about these 4 girls that that form some sort of vocal band, that sort of thing, like a VTuber band or something like that. It's definitely
VTuber band.
No, not VTuber band. It's more like they form a group to perform their own J-pop covers. Like that's all I'm saying.
Okay. There's another anime band like that called Girls Band Cry. That's on Crunchyroll.
Really? Like so
that's better.
Really? Girls Band Cry.
I think that's better. Also, like if you look at the animation of Girls Band Cry, oh god, it's nice. Like the CGI is really good over there too.
I gotta check it out one of these days.
Yeah, go to Crunchyroll. Go watch it on Crunchyroll.
Like I may come back to Crunchyroll again just to see. Okay, is there any anime I missed in Crunchyroll that I can't watch on Netflix?
Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of animes that you can't watch on Netflix. I mean, Lucky Star's on freaking Crunchyroll. Haruhi Suzumiya is on Crunchyroll.
I guess that must be why I still keep Crunchyroll, because I hold these series dear to my heart, and Netflix hasn't released them, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like Crunchyroll, I think has better like anime selections, honestly. So even if it's on Netflix a couple years later, I would still say, hey, at least Crunchyroll has it available for you to watch at any time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Either way, if you're a Netflix person, Apothecary Diaries is going to be coming out on Netflix soon. So go ahead and check it out if you can.
I'm definitely checking it out, yeah.
All right. Speaking of Disney Plus, we actually want to talk about this particular Disney Plus documentary that's also coming out in April. It's called Not a Goof. So it actually talks about the making of the Goofy movie.
Yeah, and before this got presented, before this got announced, I didn't expect there to be a documentary focusing on the making of a Goofy movie.
No, I never expected it at all. I just remember hearing it from like all the sources on Twitter saying that it was going to be coming out in April. Yeah, it shocked me too because we are celebrating, I think, the 20th or the what was it, 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie. It's because like I just remember like everybody hyping about how Goofy movie is. Like I knew everybody, like me myself, I grew up watching it. Like I love that movie. I remember like watching it wholeheartedly and all that kind of stuff. I just never expected 30 years later that everybody who's anybody like me knows about the Goofy movie, and it's just like being big fans about it because like Disneyland is celebrating the heck out of it. You've seen the 90s night pictures, right?
Yeah, like so what my experience with Goofy movie.
Oh no, I said
90s?
Did you have you seen the 90s night pictures from Disneyland?
Oh,
because there was a lot of Goofy movie references there.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it.
Are you not on like Facebook at all?
Like 90s night, I don't think I've seen the pictures.
Really? Like, do you watch like YouTube shorts or like Facebook videos or something?
I haven't seen them.
Really?
But you said 90 nights or something? 90s night. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen any of 90s night.
Wow. Because they had like Tailspin, Rescue Rangers, Goofy Movie, Goof Troop, the Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I think like I might have glanced over it because I don't go to Facebook as often anymore. So
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, there were a lot of mentions about that too. And like, I thought you were a D23 member. You should also see like that they were doing a lot of Goofy movie stuff. Celebrating it.
D23, when we went to like Disneyland during D23 weekend, we did see that there were reference to Goofy movie. Like there was going to be Goofy and Max. We were going to picture Goofy and Max, but we ended up kind of missing it.
Did we do it?
Yeah, remember when we went to Toontown in Disneyland?
Oh yeah, we missed it. Yeah.
I remember that, and back there, I remember seeing Max in this Powerline outfit.
Yeah, because he obviously Powerline, which makes sense for like the Goofy movie stuff.
And we wanted to get a picture with them, but we couldn't because the line was long.
Well, obviously, just because a lot of fans know about the Goofy movie and everything. But either way, like this is the year where Goofy movie starts to get better. It starts to get a big celebration, just because it has been 30 years since Goofy movie comes out. So I understand why some of the people who made the Goofy movie want to make a documentary about it. Like it was just a made up. I think it was just an idea that just came out to mind about how Goofy was and his son Max and everything, and how it became such a big hit for everybody here, right?
Yeah, like when you watch it as a kid in the 90s, you think of it as a silly, nice, goofy cartoon movie, but when you watch it as an adult, it hits you much harder because of the father-son relationship aspect.
So your thoughts on the Goofy movie when you first saw it till now?
When I first saw it as a kid, I liked it fine. When I saw it as an adult, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, when I look back at it as a adult, I was just like, oh, now I'm understanding the references here and there. When I was a kid, I was just like, I didn't really feel sorry for Max. I didn't really feel sorry for Goofy or anything like that. But then when you have like a full understanding of like how movies go, then you get to understand what this whole movie was going to be about. I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm understanding it. I understand why Max is doing this. Why he wants to sabotage a vacation. Why Pete continues to like hang out with the goofs.
Or it goes like this. Like when we were kids watching a Goofy movie, we would side with Max. But when we watch it as an adult, you side with Goofy.
Yeah.
I think it's because based on the age that we see it, we put our shoes on either character. So I guess that's what makes Goofy movie so impactful for all ages.
No, I think if anything, it's just a good story. It was just a really good story of like a vacation that was supposed to be happening, but then Max obviously wanted to like impress his future girlfriend or something. So
yeah, Max wanted to go one way, meanwhile Goofy wanted the two to go to the other. So it's a nice bit of banter, a bit of conflict between the father and son, but then they come to mutual understanding in the end.
Yeah, I've seen the movie, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie, dude.
But yeah, it's pretty much why I love the Goofy movie so much.
Now, when they make this documentary, they're obviously going to go behind the scenes of how they made this good movie. So I would imagine the creators are going to be the ones saying like how they made this film like it is, how the character designs are, who are the new characters that were also in the movie, like Roxanne, that one guy with the glasses, what is it? A bunch of other characters that were in a Goofy movie that were also memorable, like Powerline, for example. Like, how did the idea of Powerline came to be?
Oh, yeah. And Powerline has been, such a marketable character during the height of the Goofy movie's popularity. that also definitely helps as well. Like Powerline, you see Powerline cosplays and all that.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so Goofy Movie not only holds up well, but its popularity.
Well, I'm just asking you, what are you excited for when you're looking into this new documentary coming out?
When I look into this documentary coming out, I'm excited to see how the Goofy Movie's popularity come to rise in the first place. After
I would imagine like there'll be some fan reactions to it. Like we're celebrating I would imagine somebody saying like we're celebrating 30 years of this movie. I just never expected this much of a fandom for a movie that we just thought out of nowhere for Disney.
And also how Goofy Movie came to be in the first place. Like what was the idea behind it? I know for a fact that it's based on a classic show called The Goof Troop, and I'm wondering,
it's odd how Goof Troop was, because like it was adventures with Goofy and Max, but then Max was just a little kid back then too.
Yeah, and Goofy Movie shows Max growing up into a teen age, and I remember there were some noticeable changes that happened between Goof Troop and Goofy Movie, including some absence of some characters. So I want to wonder what made them decide to exclude this character or include that character, all this stuff. What made...
Yeah, it was absolutely new, so I guess that's also a good thing to also bring up as well. Like, what are the changes from Goof Troop to Goofy Movie?
Yeah.
So, and then I would imagine they'll also talk about Extremely Goofy Movie, which I don't want to discuss.
Oh, you know for a fact they're talking about Extremely Goofy Movie, and... You know, like it or not, they're going to have a section dedicated to it and talk about how successful that is in comparison to a Goofy Movie, which is not really, but still.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't want to explain it just because, like, okay, why did we need a second movie?
I like the second movie fine.
You think so? I don't like the incorporation of X Games, okay? There's just too much X Games.
The problem with Extremely Goofy Movie was that the bullies were one-dimensional, and also there's a lot of product placement of ESPN shoved down your throat.
Yeah, I'm just wasn't okay with what was going on there. I thought Goofy Movie was so much better, and that's my classic movie, honestly.
Goofy Movie is much more down to earth.
Yeah. So again, not just a goof. It's coming out on April 7th on Disney Plus. I can't wait to see how this goes, because obviously a big Goofy Movie fan myself. I can't wait to see how the whole creation of it has been and everything. So yeah, can't wait to check this one out.
Yeah, me too. Like if you're a fan of Goofy Movie, just like we are, go check it out.
All right, now we also want to bring up since we're in Disney, we might as well bring up some Disney Channel stuff that's also coming out this month. New episodes of Kif, Primos, and Big City Greens are also happening as well. So let's actually we're not going to go break down every episode, but we did actually look at the synopsis of the episodes that are coming out in April. So let's actually talk about Big City Greens. What episodes are you excited for Big City Greens in April?
Definitely the ones in which Chip Whistler makes an appearance, because Chip Whistler is making quite a comeback. He's making quite a comeback ever since that escape room episode.
Oh yeah, well, okay, the escape room episode was one thing, because the other thing that comes to mind was like he didn't even appear. He was just like tricking the Greens. That was it. And I was just thinking like, oh, that was your plan? Why didn't you actually appear out of nowhere and actually say, I'm back, baby, or something like that?
Or they did show his face near the end, but yeah, like in that escape room, you don't see his face until the end.
Yeah, but so, yeah. No. He was the one behind the scenes of the whole the escape game. Yes.
Yeah, he orchestrated the whole thing.
But remember, Big City still remembers Chip as a dead person, right? So the fact that he's gonna resurrect himself somehow is going to be pretty fun to see. Because like I just remember the first episodes coming out on April 5 for Big City Greens will include Chip Whistler, and the one thing that also comes to mind is the fact that their Greens are going to be moving to the suburbs.
Yeah, so the Crickets are, unfortunately for the Greens, you know, with the announcement that Chip Whistler's back, the Greens are going to live under new identities to hide from him.
Yeah, and I also saw like some snippets here and there. We also get to see like the Greens in suburban clothes, like in different outfits and stuff. I also do get to see. I think I see this out here, by the way. I think I saw Gloria's parents also there. So remember Gloria's parents lived in the suburbs. So I have a feeling we're gonna see Gloria in the suburbs now.
Yeah, it makes me curious, like when the Greens do move to the suburbs, what names are they going to change it to, as well as, other than Gloria's parents possibly, what new suburban characters are we going to see in this
there's
episode?
probably going to be some brand new characters to also meet up in Big City Green, in the new suburbs series of Big City Green. So I just love the fact that like they go from big city to Smallton, now to the suburbs, Middleton or something. I'm like,
big suburbs Greens?
I guess. I don't know. Shit. there are also other big episodes that I can't wait to watch. There's also this episode where Cricket gets dumped by his girlfriend. I can't wait to. Oh no, Gabriella is gonna break up with Cricket. Oh no.
From what I've seen in the sneak peek, this is a bit of a 10-second preview. Apparently, it's because Cricket was pranking another girl on April Fool's Day instead of Gabriella herself.
Oh no! Oh, it's all your fault, Cricket. It's all your fault.
That is such a Ronikin episode. It's not even funny. That is a Ronikin.
I just hope it's not a real thing where like Cricket does get dumped by Gabriella, and it's unfortunate because like I actually love the two together and everything.
Or what if the breakup was actually disguised as a
prank?
A prank.
Oh, that would be messed up.
What if the breakup was a prank in and of itself?
That could be messed up, honestly.
Yeah, at that point, if I were Cricket, I would have just dumped Gabriella for real if it ends up being a prank.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
But no, I trust Gabriella wouldn't be that hard.
I think what's going on is that he tries to change to win her back. I don't know how he'll change. Has he tried to be like a better boy than what Gabriella is? I mean,
I think it's either Cricket tries to better himself by, having this, doing this typical romance stuff like giving flowers and chocolates and all stuff, or Cricket tries to pull off the biggest prank to grab Gabriella at a point where she has to forgive him.
Yeah, there could be that as well. Again, the possibilities are endless to it, but I'm looking forward to that episode as well. Any other episodes that you're focused on in Big City Greens?
Let's see. I'm thinking that the free sample day of the farmer's market one. I'm kind of curious about that too, because I want to see what the actual free samples are. Maybe some like free fruits or free veggies or something.
TP is also one that I can't wait for. It has Alice and Cricket.
That's Cricket and Nancy.
Cricket and Nancy doing TPing like, what is it, Smalton or something, which I think is gonna be funny.
Yeah, Cricket definitely does take after Nancy very well because of their mischievous
they're both
personality.
Mischievous. Yeah.
They're both mischievous, and it's so fun and heartwarming at the same time to see them be mischievous with each other, even though Nancy nowadays tries to be as responsible as she can. But let's be honest, she has a mischievous side too. Like, she's always just a slightly bit mischievous as well.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's heavily influenced by Cricket himself.
Yeah, that's true as well. Either way, Big City Greens is happening new episodes are happening all over April. Can't wait to check them all out if you're a Big City Greens fan yourself.
Bingo bango.
Next up is KIF. There's a bunch of new episodes coming out for KIF in April. I can't really pick a favorite out of the episodes that we've seen here, but there are a bunch of like good ideas that KIF is cooking up right now.
Yeah, the charm of KIF is that it has these silly little concepts in which, it's just these silly slice of life concepts that we all can relate to, but it's the execution, how for the most part they execute it really well.
And they're really, to be fair, like it's all been really funny. Like all the characters are lovable, they're really funny. They have their own like specific episodes that they kind of like tucked on him. I remember this one episode where like they were like stuck in I think there was like recently there was like stuck on a cart somewhere on the air, and they're like trying to survive somehow. It's like I don't know, it's like a dog world out there or something. So
another one that comes to mind is when KIF tries to go for this water fountain like at school, like the drinking fountain.
Which one is that? The first episode?
It was one of the very first episodes. Yeah,
I think it was the first episode.
It was the first episode.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the recent episode because that one where they were trapped in air cart or something like that. Mm-hmm. That was recent, where all the kids were just like, "What can we do? How are we gonna get out? Someone's gonna help us!" Yeah, they're all like trying to survive, and then KIF's lessons was like, "Don't let it get to your head. Yeah, make sure you focus or something." Which I thought was cool, but then like the kids don't focus and they're like, "Oh my god, this is chaos and stuff." Yeah, I mean, like, I can't really pick out a favorite episode for this at the moment. I'm just looking at this, like, KIF beats a bad banana. Was it Wiz Ed? KIF and the crew learn magic, but it ends up in over their head, so they might just, like, tease each other with magic. What was it?
I think it's Trash Clumpers because it's the one where they pick up the trash to the park, but they can't decide
they're going to fight again because of, like, which one's trash. That's not trash. That's not trash. This is something else. Something that I can recycle or something like that.
Another episode I remember is the one in which KIF does not like Barry's family's food, but then she doesn't want to express how much she doesn't like the food, so she tries to keep it hidden. Because we've all been there, in which we're not exactly fans of the food presented, but we don't want to be rude, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, it's like kind of like the same episode where the bath episode, where she tries to be there for the first bath before everybody else like makes it all dirty.
I like the fact that Kif is an honorable member of Barry's family. That's such a nice, that's such a nice detail.
So yeah, I have nothing much to explain when it comes to the Kif episodes, but yes, there are new episodes of Kif coming out throughout April. So every weekend, please check it out.
There's
just to make Kif happy.
There's a whole lot of Kif to come here.
And then last but not least, we do have Primos actually having all new episodes as well. Even though all the episodes are currently on Disney Plus, they're all new to air on Disney Channel. All of them are looking pretty good. I can't wait to watch them all, honestly. Like, Summer of El Fanfic, where Tater makes a fanfic. What was it? Tater discovers her great-grandmother's diary, the Booyah, Bistabuela. The Summer of Sueños actually is a pretty good one. Tater and the Primos help Buela fulfill her American dream, which is pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, it's the 30-minute special. Like, it doesn't really... It's an episode on its own. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be really special to watch it. Like, that's why I wanted to check that out too. But Primos is having some pretty interesting episodes that I can't wait for as it airs on Disney Channel. I know it's currently on Disney Plus, but for those who are supporting Primos, please watch it on Disney Channel as well as it comes out on that weekend. But either way, try to support as Primos as much as you can. I kind of pushing towards the second season of Primos because it's been doing well so far. So yes, like if y'all can watch more Primos, it'd be great to do so that we can get a second season of the show.
Yeah, so it really is up to us, the viewers. It's up to the viewers to make sure that the Primos is popular enough for a new season.
There are other shows that are also having new episodes like Stugo and Hamster and Gretel. Both of them are also airing new episodes on April. I have not watched Stugo yet. I have to obviously check it out whenever I can. Hamster and Gretel, I've been hearing it's its final season because they're really focusing on Phineas and Ferb now.
Yeah, I haven't seen either show. Stugo, I'm very interested in. I don't know why I haven't gone to it yet, but yeah, I gotta watch it when I can.
I'm just kind of wondering, like Hamster and Gretel, like didn't want to watch it or anything?
I think like Hamster Gretel, I felt like it was how do I put this? There's something about Hamster Gretel I just haven't gotten into quite yet. I understand the appeal, especially with Dan Povenmire fans, but it's a show like Hamster Gretel is a show I haven't gone to watching yet. Like I said.
Either way, I mean, it's a big full slate of new episodes for Disney Channel this spring. Like you'll have new episodes in March. Now you have new episodes in April. Like This is gonna be we're eating fancy here, guys. Like all the Big City Greens fans, all the Primos fans, definitely are gonna be enjoying these new episodes as it comes out on Disney Channel, Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Channel keeps on delivering. Like March is no exception, and April is no exception either.
Yeah. So if anything, I can't wait to see how these new episodes will go, especially for Big City Greens, because I can't wait for that. What was it? The Chip Whistler episodes for sure.
Yeah, Chip Whistler returned.
He apparently didn't die from that helicopter accident. All right, now there are a couple more announcements that we also want to bring up. We want to talk about this particular movie that kind of like reached our airwaves when we were watching movies. I did remember watching a trailer about this particular movie, but why are we talking about a sneaker movie? This movie called Sneaks is coming out. This was actually made by DJ Mustard. You may know him as the person who say Mustard. Yes, he made a movie. Well, it also does feature voice actors like Anthony Mackie. Keith David is also part of this movie as well, and also Chris Paul and DJ Mustard as well. Quavo is also a part of this as well, but either way, it's a movie about shoes. I don't understand what this is about, but yes, it's a movie about shoes, and it's about this one shoe who lost his sister's shoe, and they need to try to find each other in the streets of New York or something.
Why does this exist? First of all, I just want to say one thing: inanimate objects that come to life when humans aren't around. That concept totally wore out its welcome. It's just it's not a unique concept anymore. Why you need to do this? Like, okay, you got toys coming to life in Toy Story, which was a classic. It's a masterpiece. You have video game characters come to life in Wreck-It Ralph, amazing. You got emotions coming to life in Inside Out, so breathtaking. You have emojis come to life.
Why would you even bring up Emoji Movie?
You have emojis in the Emoji Movie, which that movie needs to die in a fire. Seriously, screw that movie. You have food coming to life in Sausage Party, which that also needs to die in a fire. This also, why you have shoes now? Okay, like, I'm just wondering what other inanimate objects are going to put on next. Okay, are you going to make a movie about baskets coming to life?
Oh, God.
A movie about trees coming to life?
Oh, I've seen a lot of concept about that, honestly.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Okay, a movie about houses coming to life.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that, too. I've seen Jim Henson do that before.
No, but like at least it's not a full-on feature-length film. All I'm saying is that why do we need a movie about freaking shoes come to life? Like, what can you do with this?
I don't understand it. Like, I just feel like it was just made for... I know it was made for kids who love shoes and stuff. I know that shoes become a collectible thing here and there, but... I don't get the concept about it. Like, yes, a person can lose a shoe. It is very valuable shoes. And that's the reason why this quest is happening, where, like, this one shoe needs to find the other shoe. It has the help with other shoes. It's just quite odd how this goes to be.
All I'm going to say is that the first 2 Toy Story movies did this concept way better, where it's one toy find the other toy. So, yeah, this is not even a unique concept in its own right.
No, I mean, like, I don't understand it. I also know that this is made by a different animation company. It's not even made by Sony Animation, not even made by Illumination or Pixar or any of these like well-known brands. It's actually made by an indie studio called Briarcliff Entertainment. Yeah. Like, what are your thoughts about this newcomer of an animation company trying to work with making this film?
I have a feeling that with this movie, I feel like Briarcliff Entertainment's going to go the Lionsgate route. You know, how Lionsgate was suffering heavily, especially with Norman in the North. I feel like this could suffer the same fate, where Briarcliff Entertainment is going to suffer so badly with this.
Do you think it might actually just go bankrupt after this movie?
That is a possibility, but I'm not going to go that far. All I'm going to say is that movie's going to bomb.
Well, here's the thing. But yeah, it's going to bomb because, like, you already invested so much money in making the film. And who knows how much money you'll get out of it. Like, $1 million? Probably $1 million out of it, like a $10 million film. That's already a bomb. So
yeah, I'm not counting on this movie to be, you know, financially or critically successful. I feel like this movie's going to be a dud.
Yeah, and he also put down in the notes here that this actually comes literally this month. Like, it comes out on Sky Cinema in the UK.
Yeah, so this comes out in the UK before the US. It's just that Briarcliff Entertainment distributes the rights to the American rights.
How is that possible? I thought this was actually made here. Like, I don't know about Briarcliff Entertainment, and apparently, like, they got the UK audience area better than what the US is doing.
Yeah, it is weird, but I don't know much about Briarcliff Entertainment other than the fact that they have the American rights distributed. You know, they have the American distribution rights to this movie, but either way, it doesn't sit or bode well for this movie because there's so many red flags. There's the fact that it's not even under a big company name like, say, you know, Sony or DreamWorks or anything like that. The fact that it's a, you know, company that, you know, isn't even heavily focused on animation, that's a bad sign.
I'm not giving some high hopes about this movie. Even though Keith David's in this movie, I think that's the one like kind of factor that comes into it. Yes, Captain America is also in it as well. DJ Mustard is in it. CP3 is in it. I don't know what else to bring up. That's the only thing that kind of attracts me is just the voice actors.
You could bring in the cast with, you know, Mark Hamill, Tara Strong, Johnny Bosch, Greg Griffin all together. You still make for a crappy movie. Like, no amount of casting is going to change the quality of the story.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work out well. So, for the animator company, Briarcliff Entertainment, I think you pretty much have a bomb here, and I just hope it doesn't bankrupt your company. But I'm not watching this film, unfortunately, because it just doesn't attract me as well. So, Sneaks, why this movie?
Yeah, I'm not watching it either, but let's just say that I hope that this movie is a learning experience for Briarcliff rather than it being the kiss of death.
Who knows? Like, maybe 1 week later we'll say, oh god, the reviews are positive and we have to watch it.
Maybe, but, you know, like I said, I'm not counting up because, yeah, this movie came out of nowhere. The first time I saw this was like last week when I saw it, like the theater preview. It's like, where does this movie come from?
I don't know. Again, I don't know. It's like that one movie, Nightmare of the... I don't know. It's like... Remember that... I don't know if you saw this, but there was also this poster book, like Nightmare of the Wolf thing. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I don't know if you heard about that movie, but I think that bombed too.
Really? Like, okay, I think the fact that I haven't seen or heard of Nightmare
Yeah, it was
Wolf
like there was like a poster of it in theaters.
kind of tells me all you need to know about why this movie, bombed, wasn't as successful, because not many people know about
Yeah,
it.
I just feel like for like new animation companies trying to work on their movies, I think it's better off just to keep it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just keep it on YouTube. Don't put it on the theater yet.
Some projects, some animated projects are better off being, just YouTube projects.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened to Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. I'm just saying. All right, that pretty much ends our animation news for now. But we also do want to bring up one huge news that is going to be coming out in April, and it is pertaining to the Nintendo Switch. First off, I know you're excited for the Switch 2 announcement coming out next week, but there was a direct that came out today.
Yeah.
Actually. So any things that excited you when you watched the direct today?
So I felt that the Nintendo Direct today was okay. It was a bit underwhelming. Could have been better. There was a few things that did excite me though. Metroid Prime 4 obviously is the hype.
That's definitely the hype one for sure.
Tomodachi Life, just for the sake of playing with friends. I feel like it's good to go.
If anything, Tomodachi, remember, it used to be on the DS and 3DS before. Like, I know everybody was like palling around playing Tomodachis all the time.
Yeah.
So hearing the fact that it's coming back to the Switch is exciting everybody. Like, I can't wait to see how this goes down, because Tomodachi Life was just a great particular series when it comes to video games for Nintendo. So the fact that it's coming back is just telling you something there.
But I think that there's one, if there's the single best thing to come out of this Nintendo Direct, and it's not even a game, but it's a feature, it has to be the virtual game card.
Yeah, I think it helps us out a lot with the virtual game card. Like, the only bad part about it is that you have to download it on the Switch. So all your games that you're buying are going to be downloaded on the Switch. And if you're going to switch from a different Switch, if you're going to change your Switch to a different Switch, you can port it like directly online. My issue is like, how fast is your download speeds? Can it download very fast where it can actually get all the game into the next Switch?
I mean, you just hope that they do have massively fast speed, but I feel like this is very convenient for those that do have friends who do have Switch.
My other issue is like, say for example, like you're switching games, right? Say for example, I understand like you can like switch a game, take off its data from your Switch and bring it into the new Switch. How will that go? For example, like switching data here and there, will it actually switch the data from the Switch, from the old Switch to the new Switch? It's confusing, but I do like the whole virtual card, so I don't need to buy a physical card anymore.
Yeah. It's I mean, unless you're a massive physical media collector,
it's just more of technicalities, like behind the scenes. Like, can it download fast? Can it be able to hold the entire game on your Switch? Those kind of things that makes me think like this could be a good or bad idea.
Another thing too is that it's very convenient when you have friends who have Switch, because you can also borrow their games for 14 days before that game goes back to your friend's Switch.
Oh, so really? It's actually like a rental service?
So it's very convenient if you want to borrow
you have to be on the family plan, right?
You have to be on the family plan, yes.
You have to be on the same family plan.
That's what I've heard. But
yes, yeah. So let's say, for example, I'm on your family plan, by the way.
Yeah.
So I can actually get games from you and bring it to my Switch.
Exactly.
And then I can play games from there.
So it's very convenient for both of us. So you can borrow games from my Switch and vice versa.
Yeah, okay. So that's not actually a bad idea, which is pretty cool. Did you also get the new app that they had, by the way?
Nintendo Today. When I saw... Now, keep in mind, this was the very last thing that Nintendo put in their Direct, and it left me a bit underwhelming, because Nintendo Today is just an interactive calendar. That's it.
Yeah, but it gives you news every day of what new Nintendo stuff is coming out.
But then again, I do get Nintendo news anyway from other sources, so I feel it's a bit redundant.
But I feel like it's from the source Nintendo. It's from the source Nintendo, and it's free. True.
That is true. I think two things that's going for is, like you said, it is from Nintendo themselves rather than being a secondary source.
Versus IGN, YouTube,
and
GameStop.
And one thing I will say is that I like the interactiveness of this Nintendo Today app, where it features a whole bunch of Nintendo characters.
I would imagine you downloaded it quickly because it's,
Oh, I downloaded it the very minute that it was available.
Of course you would.
Like that.
Of course you would, Nintendo fan.
Yeah. So what I like is that they still have all these different Nintendo oriented events like Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, and they even have the Nintendo Store release. They have the Nintendo Store opening for SF.
Oh yeah, yeah. We talked about that also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just directs. It's not just games. It's also Nintendo oriented events like stores or amusement parks even.
You mean in the app?
Now turn in the app itself.
I don't know. You got me very confused all of a sudden. What are we talking about here? The app or everything Nintendo?
We're talking about the app and how when you look at the Nintendo App Today app, they have this calendar in which it already lists down.
So it does inform you of everything that's happening.
It informs you of everything.
Yeah, I'd say download it if anything.
It informs you of everything, and if you like to keep track of Nintendo news, and if you're a big Nintendo fan, it's definitely
I would say it's probably something you would probably get. Oh, download the new free game on that Nintendo has. The new Mario Kart map is available on DLC,
Or maybe this is just speculation talking, but I have a feeling that they'll even notify you if they have some sort of deal going on. Like,
are you sure about that?
Like say half off or 30% off.
Maybe on the Nintendo Store, yes, but like
Nintendo Store definitely. But
I don't know about physical games because that goes through Target, Best Buy, GameStop.
No. I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about digital, just digital.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's on Nintendo Store.
Yeah, you're gonna find the deals on the shop.
Do you think they actually do advertising like that? Because I never get advertisements for the Nintendo Store, any sales at all.
They do advertise it in the eShop, and if you follow Nintendo, they do tell you the great deals that goes on. But in terms of Nintendo Today, I feel like they're going to follow suit with, oh look, this is 30% off of eShop, that sort of thing.
Again, I get, but the other issue is that you got to have space on your Switch to download the game, right?
Yes. I think that more information will be revealed about Nintendo Today. Like, I still have yet to fully, experience all the parts of Nintendo Today.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I thought it was just more of like an app that tells you like all the latest news that Nintendo is working on. Like, how's the concept art for Metroid Prime 4? How's the like maybe a new trailer for a new game that's gonna be coming out,
Oh, that's
I don't know about like sales. That's something. I mean, if they do have sales, that'd be awesome. But like, I think the more important part is the news that Nintendo's gonna bring out.
Yeah, Nintendo uses what they have so far, but if Nintendo Today becomes, widely downloaded, widely popular, then I have a feeling they're going to expand more than that.
Mm-hmm, yeah, if anything, I think this is going to be a good app to develop for development and stuff. It's doing good so far. I'm pretty sure it has like many downloads at the moment for Nintendo fans.
Yeah.
There are some big games that I can't wait to check out, like Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Those look pretty epic. I know it's supposed to be a remaster of the old Dragon Quest games, and it looks pretty cool. Metroid 4, I can't wait for. Rhythm Heaven, that was a big announcement.
Rhythm Heaven Rhythm Heaven does look good. Like, I liked how you end up like when you press a button, you kind of jump up.
Okay, so it's kind of like Wario Land. It's like WarioWare.
It's sort of like that, yeah. Like WarioWare smooth moves or WarioWare.
Yeah, because like you have to listen to the beat and then you pretty much have to react to the beat. Yes, I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like WarioWare, but
that's why I like it. It tests the timing at which you push.
It's just a lot of fun, especially when you have a lot of friends. So that's why I love Rhythm Heaven, and that's really a big announcement coming out. Also, Tamagotchi. The Tamagotchi one. Oh, I didn't expect them to actually announce Tamagotchi, but it's still alive, everybody.
Yeah, it's not the only thing that's been revealed to be alive. We'll get to that in a minute, but yeah.
Wait, what?
There's Tamagotchi. Tomodachi just came out.
We're seeing
a bunch of comebacks.
Do you remember like Tamagotchis when you like had it's these little like devices where it's like a pet where you have to like feed it or something? Do you remember having those?
I don't remember having those, but I remember it being pretty big.
Yeah, it was huge back in like 2000s, dude.
But yeah, it goes to show that there are several IPs that have risen back, like they just came back. Not just Tamagotchi, but also Tomodachi.
I know that Spike Chunsoft is working on a game that also got revealed on the Direct today. Yes. It was supposed to be some sort of space adventure, which is pretty cool. Like you have to help rescue a girl that's in space. There's also a new Sega Atlas game that's also coming to the Switch. It's supposed to be some sort of investigator, but I remember him summoning monsters, just like what Sega Atlas does. So this is it's Atlas games. You expect something like that. But yeah, I mean, I think there's some pretty good stuff coming for Nintendo that are coming out for this part of the year, and I can't wait to check out these awesome games. It actually helps fulfill my games of libraries of games to say. I think the one thing that I can't wait for is Pokemon. Pokemon was the huge one that came out for me. Pokemon ZA looks to be epic. I can't wait to see how this all goes down. Again, it comes out late this year, so as a big Pokemon fan myself, I can't wait to check out how ZA goes. But yeah,
who will be your starter?
I think I might go with I might go with the fire type Pokemon.
Tepig, let's go.
Yeah, I'll go Tepig, yeah. Because I was a Totodile fan myself when I used to play it in Gold and Silver. But I go with Tepig this time around.
Yeah, I always go for fire type myself. So yeah, Tepig all the way.
Mm-hmm. So from the Direct today, we do have the Switch 2 Direct coming out next week. Literally next Thursday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, sorry. But obviously, the biggest things that are going to come out is the details about what the Switch 2 is going to be about. What details, what are, like, I know that you're excited about the Switch 2, but, like, what features do you excited for to see in the Switch 2?
The features I'm excited to see is, of course, we already know it's going to be bigger screen, and plus, you got the Joy-Cons, which are magnetic. I'm also excited to see what are the upcoming news that are going to be related to Switch 2. Like, I would imagine, for instance, Metroid Prime 4 has the possibility of being the launch game for Switch 2.
Maybe Pokemon ZA as well. I think that would also be a launch game. I thought they would actually have their own launch game. Like Mario Kart 9 was probably the one launch game that everyone's going to probably be talking about.
I'm hoping that Mario Kart 9 is one of the launch games. It's a 50-50 chance of it being a launch game, but Metroid Prime 4 is a sure thing because of what has just been announced.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because if you recall, Breath of the Wild got a similar treatment in which it got released for the Wii U and the Switch, and Breath of the Wild was ultimately the launch game for the Nintendo Switch 1.
Yes.
So I have a feeling Metroid Prime 4 is going to get the exact same treatment.
Okay, yeah, you're right about that. I just feel like they will. Okay, this is gonna be a long way to go, but like it'd be funny if they announce a new Super Mario game for Switch 2.
Yes, please do. Like a new Super Mario game. That's all I want.
Yeah. I can totally see that, and I know people are gonna say like another Smash game, but I don't think it's gonna happen because like Ultimate already is the ultimate game. I think it's gonna be fine where it is right now. That. With the backwards compatibility of the Switch 2, that you could literally just bring that game and bring it onto the Switch 2. Like, come on. It's not going to be that bad.
First off, Ultimate was the Super Smash game. You can't get bigger than Smash Ultimate. Mm-hmm. Second off, Sakurai worked so hard on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, he really did craft such a huge game, so he still needs an extended break.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what other things. I do want to see how it can be docked onto the TV like it did for the Switch 1. Is there a brand new dock that we need to use to go onto the Switch 2? Or can it be compatible to the dock that we have on the Switch 1? You know?
I have a feeling that 90% chance that they're going to have a new dock on their own.
Mm-hmm. How about... Well, I know that they have their own like separate controller as well because of the new magnetic like Switch things that they're doing with it. Mm-hmm. So I want to see how it functions, you know, just like what you did with the Switch 1 where it functions like a regular controller, you know?
I think I have a feeling that Switch 2's controls are going to be more smoother, but it all comes down to the big question. Will Nintendo Switch 2 be 4K resolution? Because Switch 1 is still 1080p resolution.
Tough. That's a tough one to actually answer. I don't know if it'll be 4K, to be fair. Like, maybe, well, if it has 4K capabilities, yes. Because USB-C to USB-C is a 4K thing. But, like, you can put USB-C to HDMI and they can become 4K, or maybe DisplayPort. Maybe change the port to DisplayPort that it becomes 4K. It's a possibility, but like I know that we're kind of in that realm where we're like every new system needs to be 4K. Xbox has it, PlayStation has it.
Yeah, and so, I feel like
I don't know if we're reaching at that level because Nintendo never really goes to the next level of high definition.
No, but when you think about it, we're compared to 2017, 2018, like with the Switch 1, we're in a day and age where 4K is a go-to in terms of resolution. Whereas over a decade ago, it was 1080p. We're now in the 4K era. And I feel Nintendo's going to get with the times.
I think so. Hopefully. If we get that 4K resolution, that'll be awesome. But we'll have to wait and see. Because I know that they've always been like meh when it comes to high definition. Yeah, and then we already talked about the games. What other things can be that you really want to see from the Switch 2 announcements?
I want to see Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack like expand even more, in which they present GameCube library games. You know
Oh,
how
that'd be huge. That's gonna be a lot of like megabytes and stuff in the game now.
that is going to be. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not expecting it to, but I'm saying a guy could dream.
I mean, like Nintendo 64 already has a lot of stuff in there, and that's not even the full library that's currently on the expansion pass. Like there are more N64 games that they can put out there as well.
Like I'm sorely disappointed that we didn't get at least a Diddy Kong Racing release.
I'm really hoping they did. Oh, they didn't have it yet.
They don't have Diddy Kong Racing yet for the NSO.
Also Pokemon. Like, why don't we have Pokemon Red and Blue, Gold and Silver on the Game Boy? Like, somebody's been rumoring about this too. That there's a Pokemon that's gonna be like a Pokemon big package where you can actually play Blue, Green, Red, Gold and Silver, all the Game Boy Color games. And that'd be awesome for me to play.
That's gonna be quite a collection.
I would love that. To be fair, I would love that.
Also, give us Donkey Kong 64.
Oh yeah, they don't have that either.
They don't have Donkey Kong 64.
But dude, enjoy Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Both of them are there.
Yeah, I remember when those games got released, I was like super addicted to them. So yeah.
Also, one thing we also want to bring up, the release date of the Switch too. I don't think we never got an announcement. It says it's coming out in 2025, but when in 2025?
Yeah, there's been rumors speculating that, keep in mind those are just rumors, that it may release sometime in May or June.
That's way too early.
It's way too early. I'm expecting it to be released August, earliest November.
I don't think it's gonna come out now. And if it comes out now, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be buggy as hell. So I'm assuming probably November, December, probably the holiday season. Maybe September, just because like the holiday season, everybody's gonna be rushing for a Switch 2, if anything.
Yeah, if Nintendo was smart, then they would plan their release date accordingly. And yeah, like you said, if they plan it like in fall or winter, that's holiday season.
Remember, the trailer just gives out 2025. It didn't say anything about an official date.
Yeah, so if there's one thing to take for this, don't believe the rumors just yet. Wait until the official date.
And if you said that Metroid Prime 4 is a launch date, what is it? A launch date game for the Switch 2, wouldn't it be too early to bring out Metroid Prime 4 if it was in April or May?
I think that with Metroid Prime 4, because when it was announced,
it's supposed to be coming out in late 2025.
No, in Metroid Prime 4, when it got announced in this Nintendo Direct, it just said 2025, so we don't know when in 2025.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's later. Because I don't think it's going to be coming out real soon. If it does come out real soon, it has to have a date already. So something tells me Metroid Prime 4 is coming out late 2025, which means if you're going to tell me that the launch date for the Switch 2 is going to be happening with Metroid Prime 4, then it will be at the same time when Metroid Prime 4 comes out.
Yeah, I'm not confirming it for sure, but I'm saying...
But who's telling you these rumors about April or May?
I'm saying like all these articles about how insiders report that...
That's a freaking BS for sure. That is a freaking BS for sure.
And see, I don't take things at face value. I wait until the official date is released.
I know, but like, where are you hearing this? This is terrible news you're listening to.
Because the amount of reports that I have been hearing regarding the release date of May or June is, way too high. Like, there's way too many reports of it, like announcing at this date or that date.
No, I am assuming it's probably got to be October, like late September to December, around that timeline.
It would make the most sense considering how it gives them a chance to fix up all the little bugs, and plus it's holiday release.
Also, listen, this isn't an Apple event, okay? It's not coming out the next day, okay? Your iPad, your Switch 2 is not gonna come out literally on Wednesday, like an iPhone on Wednesday, okay?
Oh god, yeah, it's that Apple brain fart or something.
Maybe it's you because you have an Apple freaking iPad and an iPhone, okay?
Yeah, like honestly, next to Nintendo, like I'm also a huge Apple consumer, so yeah, I'm a big consumer of both.
Maybe your brain is kind of like into the Apple mindset right here. Oh, the announcement comes out. Okay, cool. It comes out tomorrow. Yeah.
Or maybe it's because I'm a bit of an impatient guy. Not really impatient, but it's more like I yearn for the day I get it,
I mean, yeah, that's true. Okay, so speaking of when you're going to get it, are you literally going to get it on the first day?
I am going to try to get it on the first day, but it may seem difficult, but I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to try to get it.
I am not going to get it on the first day. I'm only going to get it when the bugs are completely, like fixed and stuff. I remember getting my Switch on the first like a couple of months after it got launched. Yeah. And by the way, like when you go get the Switch 2, good luck trying to find it because I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna get sold out of the Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for that, and that's the reason why I plan to get it day one. Because if by any chance I don't get it day one, it may be sold out, and more units won't be stocked until like months later.
Yeah, I'm saying just wait until the stock comes up. I mean, I can wait a year for the Switch 2, honestly. Like as long as the Switch 1 is still relevant and games are still being released on the Switch 1, I'll still play the Switch 1. When the Switch 2 starts to get more relevant, like when you get to see like those games really just be exclusively to Switch 2, then maybe I could consider thinking about switching.
So you're saying you could wait till a year later to get it?
Yes.
My dude, I can't even wait a month later to get my own Switch 2.
This is why you're a huge Nintendo fan.
So you can see why I'm a bit eager for this. You can see why I'm kind of like, like the sooner I get, the better,
Yeah, I can wait. You are a different person. You are very different when it comes to Nintendo. I mean, yes, big #1 Nintendo fan here in this room, but come on.
Yeah, but like you said, it is going to be a bit of a buggy mess when it first comes out.
So when the announcement date comes out, are you going to be camping in a freaking GameStop for it? Are you going to be camping at a Target or a Walmart just to freaking get a Switch 2?
I may or may not be that crazy. Who knows? But
I mean, you could be those people out there camping right now for Pokemon cards. So,
oh god, no. The thing is, if you pre-order it, you shouldn't have to camp out there because
here's the thing: good pre-orders are going to be fast too.
Yeah.
Good luck with pre-orders because they're going to be fast.
No, I'm saying if you successfully pre-ordered it, the moment the pre-orders are available, you should already be set to go. You don't even you shouldn't even have to camp.
You are set to go. This is just for people that didn't pre-order and just said like I'd rather just get it firsthand. You've been there. You've been through this before.
I've been through this before.
Yeah, the Wii momentum. Yes, I remember kind of camping out. Not really camping out, but being there at 6 in the morning, waiting for the Best Buy to open for a Wii.
No, actually, no. I didn't camp out to get the Wii. Well, what happened was that I remember waiting, outside of GameStop at like night to get Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That's the closest thing to camping out for Nintendo.
Oh, that was true too. Yeah, 12 a.m. But to be fair, you pre-ordered it. You pre-ordered that. That's different.
That is true. So yeah, pre-order is. This is why pre-order is my.
But here's the thing: you have to be like refreshing your freaking browser every time before when you see that refresh button open. So say for example, it launches at 10 a.m. on a certain day. Mm-hmm. You'll have to like press refresh minutes before, and then you'll see the buy button or pre-order button ready, and then you'll just press the button, or else you'll just get it, or else it's all gone,
Yeah, so let's just say that it's going to be as hard to get as STCC tickets. So
there you go. That's also a good chance as well. The STCC stuff as well.
So yeah, needless to say, wish us the best of luck. Well,
I wish you the luck.
Wish me the best of luck when I try to get a pre-order. If not, it's not the end of the world. I can go to Plan B. Who knows?
What was Plan B?
Plan B is to
buy off eBay for $100 more.
No, because screw scalpers. I'm not that desperate where I can buy it off of a scalper. I'm not that desperate. But I'm saying that I'm either gonna camp out to get my own Nintendo Switch 2, or
I thought you were more like
or I can just wait months later to get it.
Yeah, I'm the one who's going months later, dude. Come on, you're the one who's very desperate for a Switch 2. This guy's really hyped for it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
for me, when I look for the presentation on Wednesday, I just want to see what the games are going to be coming out for Switch 2. Mm-hmm. What are some samples of how the high definition looks like, just the specs of what the Switch 2 is going to be, and then maybe I might buy it. Maybe 6 months later when it launches.
Mm-hmm.
To then a year. I don't know. Again, the Switch 2 is going to be awesome. It is a system that we've been waiting for so long.
Yes.
And yes, Nintendo fans, the Nintendo Switch Direct is coming out on Wednesday, and we don't know the release date yet, but I'm pretty sure they will announce it on the Direct next Wednesday.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct coming out next Wednesday for all the details, including the release date, pre-order date, and yeah, keep your eyes out.
All right. Anything else you want to bring up before we close this special video?
Nothing much I want to say except, I'm really excited for what's to come next week.
Mm-hmm.
I really am.
But wait. Oh, just for the Switch 2, right?
Because it's been a while since we got a new Nintendo system. The last time we did was back in 2017.
Yeah.
So almost a decade later.
It's long overdue. No,
it was way long overdue, man.
PS4 and Xbox Series just came out before the Switch 2, yes.
like I adore the Nintendo Switch. It's by far my favorite console ever. But let's be honest, we were all long overdue for a new one.
I understand that, yeah. But either way, I mean, again, we're excited for all of what's going to happen in April, from movies to TV shows to presentations. But yeah, April is going to be fun. We're going to have, and we're also going to be here on the Anination podcast as well, doing new episodes of in the month of April, including a big convention that I'm going to be going to in April as well. SAC Anime Roseville, right? That one.
I know, yeah, SAC Anime Roseville. I know that you're gonna go there, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going over there. Gonna meet the Greens.
Bingo bango.
Yes. So apparently they didn't announce Chris and Shane yet, but they did announce Tilly Green, Bill Green, and Alice Green. All three of them have been announced, which means we can go ahead and get those autographs ready.
Yeah, like I would have come, but
So you were still unemployed, right?
No, not that, and also my birthday weekend happens to land.
Oh
in
yeah,
South Roseville.
yeah.
So those are the two big factors.
Yeah.
So yeah. If not for those, I definitely would have gone. But yeah, I do wish you guys have fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Again, we'll do a lot more announcements in April. But until then, that's pretty much it for our episode, our little short video here for the Anination podcast. Hope you guys have a fun April. Make sure you follow us on our Twitter, and our Instagram, and our Blue Sky. And also, if you like this video, make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and also hit the bell button so you're notified when we'll be coming on for a new episode of the Anination podcast.
Yeah, so we just want to say thank you all so much for watching and listening. And we know we said it was going to be a short video, but it turns out we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, this ain't a short video. We keep on saying these are short videos, but it's not. It's not an episode, technically. It's just a short video just talking about all things in April. So
yeah, it's a short video, but what I find the most fascinating about April is, like I said, there's so much topics to talk about that we end up going over an hour.
Yeah, yeah, of course. All right, but anyway, that's pretty much it for us here. See you guys later. Can you get the book back for me? Bring back the book.
Yes.
Bring back the book. Buy the book. Buy the book.
Buy this book.
Buy the book.
Calamity Sasha says, buy the book right now. End of discussion.
Make sure you guys buy the book, everybody. Anyway, see you guys later. We'll see you guys on the next one.